such an exciting venue, being on a college campus here. Getting to see great high school basketball here as we wrap up the Patriot League championships here. So with Brush and the opportunity to play this afternoon against Eaton, like we said, should be a very good game.
And the Beat Diggers, being the lower seed, are wearing their road uniforms. The Beat Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Proud to be Northeast Colorado's local-owned hometown savings and loan. Locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Available 24/7 for your banking needs. We've got the junior guard, Sydney Odell, along with a junior in the backcourt, and Allie Keller. In the front court, senior Molly Link, along with senior Jade Gleason. And, of course, the junior Maddie Rule. It's always encouraging when you have three juniors in the starting lineup.
Oh, yeah. Coach Hollander is very excited about this group of girls she's got for the next couple of years, and they've got lots of varsity playing experience over the year, and there's only good things that can happen. They can only get better, and as the summer goes on, they play through the camps in the summertime and get the more experience under their belt. They're going to be a team that's going to be contending with.
The Eaton Reds are coached by Todd Hernandez, and they go with 5'4" senior guard Courtney Leifgren, along with Kelsey Jurgensmeyer, who's a 5'3" junior. Bryn Millett, a 5'7" senior guard, along with Jade Contreras, a 5'6" senior forward. And finally, Alexis Lamoureux, a 6-foot junior center. And that's the EAX, that's a Louisiana spelling. But anyway, I'm sure you want to make a more valid point that I just made here with the with the French heritage.
No, that's a great point right there. And Lamoureux is going to be one of the girls that's going to test Brush underneath the basket. So they've got to find someone that can contend with her and that can size up with her and limit her opportunities under the basket in order to be successful tonight.
All right, the opening tip is brought to you by Buildings by Design. The experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. Jade Contreras jumps against Maddie Rule, controlled by the Beat Diggers. Here comes Sydney Odell for Brush. On the bounce pass at the top for Allie Keller. Keller with a right-handed dribble. Chest pass left side to Rule. Rule towards the top of the three-point circle. Picks up the dribble. Still looking. Cross court to Keller behind the three-point line. Dribbles right baseline. Cut off over there. Back out to Rule. Takes the straightaway. And that is well short. Rebound. Odell is out. And Sydney Odell, for some reason, despite her diminutive height, has a knack of getting those rebounds underneath the big players.
She always seems to be in the right place at the right time. She's a physical player for her size, and she's a hustler, and that really comes in handy for the Beat Diggers.
So Jade Contreras commits the foul, and Sydney Odell drills the first free throw.
And right off the bat, John, being able to take advantage of a foul like that, put a basket in, kind of sets the tone this afternoon.
Second free throws off the back of the rim, and the rebound on one hop to Jurgensmeyer. Here comes Jurgensmeyer into the front court, and a steal by Allie Keller. Here come the Beat Diggers the other way. It's a 2-on-2. Bounce pass down low for Odell. She banks, and she misses. And the ball is loose. It's rebounded by Rule. She goes back up, and she misses. And the strong side rebound is controlled by Alexis Lamoureux. Eaton the other way with the basketball. At the top over there is Leifgren. On the outside right to Millett. Back to Leifgren. Swings it left side now over to Contreras. As Eaton Reese. Leifgren at the top, well behind the three-point line on the outside left. Here's Jurgensmeyer, lobs it down low for Contreras. She leans, she banks, and she misses. And the ball is rebounded by Molly Link. Boy, a lot of contact there. Whistle, she gets the outlet to Rule. 1-0 Brush, 6:50 to go in the opening quarter. Keller, right corner three, is going to be short. And the rebound, she goes back up and misses. And she's fouled again. And the foul once again was committed. Well, this time by Alexis Lamoureux. And I don't know if I've ever seen it this early. I mean, what does she measure? 5'3"? Sydney Odell is 5'3"
on the generous side
with tennis shoes.
But once again, being a hustler like she is under the baskets, she's there, she's in the right spot. She is not afraid to take the ball back up and put it in the basket. She gets a foul in the process.
The first free throw is in, as is the second. The Beat Diggers with a 3-0 lead with 6:55 to go in the opening quarter. For the Reds into the front court. Pulling up is Contreras, banking and scoring, and a foul. right in the middle of the lane, and they didn't cut her off until she got within 10 feet. And she can tie the game. Molly Link commits the foul.
And if Brush wants to limit the scoring opportunities, they've got to stop the ball a lot sooner than that deep in the court right there.
Gosh.
They're not going to cut good.
I mean, that was way too deep.
Way too deep.
The free throw by Contreras is in the air, and that's going to be short. And Allie Keller grabs the Brush rebound. Keller with a left-handed dribble, chest pass in the left corner for Rule. To her right into the lane, puts up a hook shot and misses it badly. Rebound and putback is up and in. Jade Gleason scores. And let me tell you right now, Todd Hernandez is calling a timeout for Eaton because the Bead Diggers are in the early going dominating on the backboards.
Oh, they're doing a great job. I noticed early in the game they've got Jade Gleason manned up against that Lamoureux girl underneath the basket, and Jade's holding her own there. She can continue to do that. Jade is a big ball player and a physical girl, and it's good to see her come in and be able to control Lamoureux. If she can do that, that makes it a whole lot easier for the Brush offense and, to get the ball down the court and to score. So that's a positive thing right now. Let's just see how the game progresses and hopefully, what kind of changes they make, if anything. It's going to be interesting to see what is Eaton going to do right now.
The Bead Diggers have 4 downs, and 3 of those are offensive. I mean, that's a huge number this early. All right, to throw it in will be Bryn Millett in the backcourt. Over to Juergensmeyer, back to Millett underneath her own basket. Maintains the dribble, cut up by Odell. Bounce pass over to Leifgren. Back out to Millett, and they get it into the front court. Now to Leifgren at the three-point circle. On the outside left to Millett behind the three-point line. Dribbles cut up by Rule in the left corner. Back out to Contreras. Here is Leifgren. Leifgren at the top on the outside left to Contreras. Back out once again to Leifgren on the left wing. In that left corner with the basketballs. Juergensmeyer kicks it back out to Leifgren. We've got 5:57 to go. First quarter, 5-2 Brush. Keller with a strip, but they get it right back. Juergensmeyer, left corner three, is off the back of the rim, and the ball is batted around. And trying to save it in are the Reds, but the Bead Diggers will have it saved in by Contreras to Keller. Keller all the way, lays it up and short, but she's fouled. And let me tell you, Eaton's starting to get into a little bit of foul trouble here. That's already, it's only the third team foul. It seems like more because we've already got 3 free throws in the first 2+ minutes. I don't know what that was called. I thought we had a foul on the shot right there, but obviously the referee saw something a little different. Tom Meyer at that end out of Akron. Don't know exactly what he was looking at, but we missed it. Wow, okay. I didn't see it either. I mean, it was right off the contact. Foul must have gone. It wasn't against the Bead Diggers because there's only one team foul. Ball nearly thrown away. Juergensmeyer has it now near the top to Leifgren. Leifgren on the outside left to Jade Contreras. Looking for Lamoureux, can't get it to her. I mean, they're boxing in Lamoureux nicely. There's the lob towards Lamoureux. She's got a double team. Link picks her up. Now the right corner three is up and around and no good. That's missed by Millett. And the ball is loose. And Sydney Odell has it. Looked like she was fouled. Man, Sydney Odell, she's going to have double-digit rebounds the way she's going. Yeah. I don't know how she's grabbing all these boards, but, man, we don't name a player of the game nearly 3 minutes in, Ron. She's a solid candidate. She's a solid candidate. And Brush is doing a great job with the 2-3 defense right there, zone, and they're keeping the ball away from Lamoureux, making it very difficult for them to get the ball to her. Lamoureux committed the foul. Aurora Thomas into the game with Maddie Curry. You got to break the press by passing. That's what the Bead Diggers are trying to do. Molly Link into the front court. Picks up the dribble. At the top for Curry. She'll take a three, and it's off the left side of the rim. Thomas goes for the rebound, but it's going to be picked up over there by Jade Contreras. And the Reds want to run. Here is Leifgren. Pulls up 10-footer. Is an air ball. Sydney Odell has her 4th board already. And she dribbles into the front court. Outside right to Aurora Thomas. Thomas in the right corner maintains the dribble. 5-2 Brush, 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. The old three, and that's no good. Rebound to Link. She puts it up and in. A little 10-footer off the glass for Molly Link. Great awareness under the basketball by Molly to know to put it right back up. She had a clear shot. 7-2 Bead Diggers over the Reds, and that ball is batted, but taken by Lamoureux across midcourt. Remember, this was a 10-point Eaton victory in Brush during the regular season in Brush on January 20th. In the right corner, Millett with the basketball. Back out to Juergensmeyer against Thomas. Dribbles by Thomas. Stripped by Thomas. Lost the ball out of bounds. She got it back, but then dribbled it off her leg. And here's another key. The Bead Diggers have yet to commit a turnover. By the way, you mentioned Tom Meyer. Ron Wills, another official out there. 2 former head coaches on the girls' side. Meyer for Akron, as you mentioned, and Wills for Yuma. And Kerr to throw it in. Still looking. And that's a 5-second call. Got to get rid of that sooner. You got to have that clock in your head.
Yeah, you got to
know.
know.
The Beat Diggers commit the turnover, Ron.
And it's a matter of just being to get yourself open on that court. Eaton's going to put pressure on you. You got to break it quick.
And the Reds to throw it in. That is Bailey Duncan, a freshman, on the lob down low. Here is Leafgren, left baseline. Bounce pass down low is poked away, and now the ball is still loose, and it's picked up by Leafgren. Is into the game as Kennedy Ingram for Eaton. Now straight away the shot is in by Contreras. Little 15-footer. That was a mess offensively, but it ended in a bucket. 7-4 Brush. 3:45 to go this quarter. Sydney Odell into the front court. Double team. Bounce pass on the high right to Elliott. Kendall Elliott dribbling right baseline all the way. Scoops it up, and then what a strong move by the sophomore. Kendall Elliott off the glass. And the Beat Diggers now up 9-4 on the Reds. Here is Duncan. Duncan with a left-handed dribble, met by Aurora Thomas. Duncan dribbles towards the left baseline, leans, shoots, and she's fouled as she misses. And that was a very strong move, and it appeared that Kendall Elliott committed the Beat Digger foul, and she did.
I like the hustle. They're getting down court, and they're trying to stop the shots, but she did not have her feet set at that time. That's why she drew the foul, and she was aware of it. So.
But the story in this game, Ron, is the rebounding. The Beat Diggers have, the Reds only have 3.
Yep. And that definitely is going to catch up as the game goes on.
And now Duncan, the stripe, and the free throw is in. Allie Keller in for the Beat Digger. And Allie hops in for the Reds. 9-5 Brush. Second free throw, yes. In the backcourt, Thomas pressured. Now the left-handed dribble, spinning out of that front court pass to Rule. Rule on the high left, met over there by, let's see, I don't know about that's direct. Yep, that is Randall. The right side, Kerr leans, shoots, and scores in the lane. Maddie Kerr is able to score.
And Randall, she's a physical player. She hustles up and down the court. She puts herself in a good position.
And she's got the basketball. Bounce pass down low for Hobbs. Left-handed shot. Glass is no good. And there's a scramble for the ball. Looked like there's a tie up there. And there was. Possession arrow Brush. And now Sydney Booth, the tallest player, is in there for Eaton. He stands at 6'2". And to throw it in down low, and the shot is blocked over there by Rule. As it was taken Booth away with the basketball. Bounce pass towards Keller, but way too low. And she found her way too late out of bounds. Yeah. The Beat Diggers commit their second turnover. Got to be quicker than that.
Exactly. And right now, early in the game, John, it looks a lot like Eaton's panicking. They're not comfortable. They're not relaxed playing basketball. That's why Coach called that timeout early in the game to try to gather them up.
Beat Diggers lead 11-6. Duncan with a pass poked away by Rule, intercepted by third turnover for Reds. Here comes Brush the other way. Maddie Rule right of the lane, in the lane. But as we're back with you, lost you here for a second. Beat Diggers still have the basketball. 6:2:25 to go here in the opening quarter. This third place in the Patriot League tournament. Wolliver back out to Keller. 3 in the air. That's going to be well short. Jade Gleason goes for the rebound, and she's going to be tied up by Duncan. Possession arrow. It does stay with Brush.
And you know Duncan, she's a little bit smaller than Jade Gleason, but I'll tell you what, she is physical. She's going to battle as much as she can. She gave Jade Gleason all she can handle to get that ball.
Allie Keller to throw it in. Keller looking. Lost on the outside right. The ball is loose. She picks it up. Now she's got to maintain it. Watch out for Randall. Bounce back to Wolliver. Wide open 3, but that's, she banked it in. I thought it was going to be way off.
It did not look like that as it left her hands.
Oh, not even close. But again, that's why you've got the glass. The Beat Diggers, it's only a 2 though, and they lead 13-6. She was on the line. On the outside right into the game there is Whitley Irvin. Now straight away Booth. She scores on a line drive from about, check that, that's Kennedy Ingram who scores. It's 13-8. Amber Wolliver for Brush in the backcourt. And she is fouled there. She's trying to dribble out of traffic. Again, that's not what you want to do, is just dribble back there. And the foul was committed over there by Whitley Irvin.
She got basically what we call in a football move like ear hold.
Exactly. Yep.
Because she's feeling it right now. It just drilled her in the left side, and she went down hard.
With 1:42 to go, Keller to throw it into the backcourt, being pressured over there. Bounce pass to Molly Link. Link with a left-handed dribble. Beat-Diggers have a 4-on-3 working. Gets it left corner for Odell. She gets out of that mess, but picks up the dribble. At the top now for Wooliver. Wooliver near that right wing to Allie Keller. Dribbles to her left. Keller against Jurgensmeyer. Jump pass, and that was not a good one. Need a little head fake. It was intercepted. And we got a traveling violation by Eaton. And the Reds are certainly off their game, and it's the reason the Beat-Diggers have a 5 besides what they're doing on the boards.
Yeah, and a couple of things on Brush's part there. That last pass, they got to be aware of where the players are on the court and look for that open spot.
Here is Sydney Odell at the top of the three-point circle. Looking, still looking, hands it off to Keller. Keller with the basketball, pointing out instructions. On the outside right to Wooliver. She's open, but she won't take that shot. Bounce pass at the top for Link. On the left wing, here is Allie Keller of Brush. 1:02 to go. Wooliver at the free throw line to Keller. Left corner, Odell. 3 in the air is going to be short. Wooliver grabs the Brush rebound, and then she shoots off an Eaton player, and the ball is loose. It's picked up by Randall as the Beat-Diggers turn it over. Randall on the right baseline with the basketball. Double team. Back out to Contreras. Straight away, Jurgensmeyer. 3 is up, and that's off the back of the rim. Jurgensmeyer grabs the rebound, and she's fouled.
Yeah, right at the end, Molly Link, as Jurgensmeyer shot the ball and she was going for her own rebound, Molly Link just had a little push in her back, and the referee called it.
And that's her second foul. And the thing with Sydney Odell, she has really struggled recently shooting. Her floor game's been excellent, rebounding excellent, but Sydney has really struggled with the shot. As Bryn Millett will throw it in, but like anybody who's determined, they're going to keep shooting until they start making them. Yep. Jurgensmeyer on the outside right. Lobs it for Contreras. Ball stripped away by Odell. Excellent defensive play, but then Allie Keller turned it over. She palmed the basketball, was stuck in her right hip.
You know, she's kind of done that a lot of times. She's been able to get away from that, not get called in that, but the referees are keeping it pretty tight right now. So
Millett to throw it into Contreras, now to Jurgensmeyer. In the right corner, wide open, Millett 3, and that is short. And the rebound that was controlled by Contreras. That's the first offensive rebound, making the second grab by Eaton. They reset. Leifgren with the basketball. On the outside right to Jurgensmeyer. Right corner for Millett. Looking down low. Back to Leifgren. We got 14 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Straight away with the basketball is Contreras. On the high left to Jurgensmeyer. 8 seconds to go. Lobs it cross court for Leifgren. She shoots and she misses off the back of the rim. And the rebound to Odell. 2 seconds to go. With 1, she's going to put it up from 40. And it's close. And that'll be the end of the opening quarter with the score in this third place game of the Patriot League tournament. It's Brush 13, Eaton 8 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. John Beltran, Ron Albo back for the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley. Lady Beat-Diggers lead 13-8 as we head to the second quarter in this third place game in the Patriot League tournament. Eaton basketball, Jurgensmeyer on the left baseline to Contreras. Leans from 5, shoots and misses, grabs her own rebound. And they're going to reset. Here is Lee, and she banks and misses badly. And Aurora Thomas grabs the rebound, but then she dribbled right into Contreras, and can't do that if you're Brush. Contreras is then tied up by Haley Unrein. The Beat-Diggers have the basketball. Nice job there by Brush, leading 13-8. And to throw it in is Unrein. Backcourt pass is batted away by Contreras. Again, that is so critical, Ron. Got to get that pass in, and can't get sloppy in the backcourt of your Brush.
No, you can't do that. You got to get it out, get down the court, and get your offense set up.
Here's the pass into Maddie Rule. She's an outstanding ball handler. Rule looked like she was fouled, but now they're going to say she dribbled the ball off her hand out of bounds. There was some contact there, but again, it's a lesson that you want to pass the ball more frequently.
Yeah, the more you hold the ball in your hand, the longer or the more things that can go wrong with you. End up getting turnovers.
Well, you allow that call. And there's Rule with a steal. Long pass to Unrein, and she banks, and she scores. The Beat-Diggers take advantage of Eaton's 7 turnover on the layup by the wide open Haley Unrein. It's 15-8. Leifgren bounce pass, left baseline. Contreras throws it off the side of the backboard, and Haley Unrein grabs the rebound. Here is Brush the other way. The Beat-Diggers are in control here. Aurora Thomas looking, still looking. and she traveled. Man.
You know, Aurora Thomas, a lot of times early in the season, she that little hesitation of a step right there and not go, and then stop and then go again. That's why she gets for traveling. So if you got to make that move, you got to make it, and you got to stay with it and go hard. And she obviously gets
right. Yeah, you got to be decisive. Here comes Eaton the other way. The Beat Diggers have 7 turnovers. Here is the 3, and that's off the back of the rim. And Thomas has the rebound, and she's fouled. And she's fouled by Lamoureux. That would be her second. That takes a very important player out of there.
Yes.
Not too many team fouls. Hasn't it seemed like Eaton's committed more than 5 fouls?
Sure seemed
I guess
like
all those in the early going.
Yeah. Real quick and right off. And Eaton is subbing in a lot of ball players. They're trying to find that combination of how they can get the offense going for these guys in the defense, and they haven't found that correct combination yet.
Maddie Rule to throw it in the backcourt to Haley Unrein. Unrein picks up the dribble, lobs to Rule. Rule then gets it to Thomas. They've got a 3-on-3 working. Thomas all the way, scoops it up, and she missed the layup off to the right. And the rebound is into the hands of Bailey Duncan. And then we've got a foul in the backcourt of the Beat Diggers, and you don't want to commit fouls that far away from the court. And the sophomore Kendall Elliott commits her second. And we apologize for any minor dropouts here during the game. 15-8 Brush, 6:28 to go, second quarter for the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley. A huge game here for third place in the Patriot League tournament. And here comes Leifgren the other way against Unrein. Bounce pass on the outside right to Millett behind the three-point line, looking down low. Back out to Leifgren, guarded by Unrein. Dribbles by Unrein, then the pass inside, knocked away by Stratman, but down low, the shot is blocked over there. Maddie Rule had a piece of the basketball along with Thomas as it was taken over there by Kennedy Ingram. Wow, an excellent defensive play by the Bees. Kerr back out to Unrein, straight away. Here's Thomas, lobs it to Rule, right of the lane. Rule leans straight away to Thomas. Her shot is up and it's around and no good. And the ball is into the hands of Kennedy Ingram of Eaton. 5:45 to go, second quarter. Brush 15, Eaton 8. Leifgren across the timeline, met by Haley Unrein. On the outside, left ball knocked out of bounds by Stratman, and if Stratman had let it go, it would have been an Eaton turnover because Contreras was going towards the basket, but you can't fault the Beat Digger defender here.
That's hustle. You like that. You want to see him be aggressive.
Duncan to throw it in the left corner. Contreras down low for Duncan. She leans, and then the shot is blocked by Maddie Rule and taken away by Kerr. And Maddie Rule did nothing but just stand there, which is why it was not a defensive foul. Here's Stratman in the right corner. Bounce pass down low for Rule, but that's a sloppy pass, and it's intercepted by Ingram. Beat Diggers with their 8th turnover. Eaton has 7. That's something Brush has got to clean up, especially as we get towards the state tournament. With a basketball, Duncan at the free throw line. Bounce pass inside, knocked away by Stratman, but the Beat Diggers are playing, but then they throw it away. Holy mahungus. Come on, Brush. I mean, that's just sloppy. Hold on to the ball. It's left of the lane, Leifgren. And it's stripped away, taken by Duncan. She banks it in. Bailey Duncan now with 4. And it's 15-10. Here is Thomas for Brush across the timeline. Bounce pass, right baseline, Stratman. Her shot is well short. And the ball is loose on the floor. It's taken over there by Ingram. That's her second board. There's the outlet to Leifgren. 4:40 to go, second quarter. Brush 15, Eaton 10. Leifgren on the outside right, over to Millett. Back to Leifgren behind the three-point line. Picked up by Haley Unrein. Dribbles towards a free throw. Bounce outside left to Duncan. Duncan underneath the basket. Then throws another bounce pass to Ingram. And then the ball is wrestled away by Thomas. And now we've got 2 players tying up for the ball. Millett of Eaton and Unrein of Brush, both wearing number 4s. Tie up, and the possession arrow goes to the Reds. Stays with the Reds. Odell, as well as Tatalini and Gleason, are back in for Brush. And Allie Hobbs checks in for the Reds. As does Randall. Addie Randall looking. Bounce pass to Duncan down low. She banks and scores. What a player. A freshman. She's got 6 points. I believe she's a freshman. I better look that up. 15-12. Here's Sydney Odell. 4-0 run for the Reds. Now to Thomas. Wide open left wing 3. Yes! Aurora Thomas with a trifecta. The 3-point lead goes to 6. That was a nice one. Let me tell you, she was on fire last year against Liberty Common when they lost here, Ron. And that, I believe, was a consolation championship game, a 5th-place game. She hit a good 4-5-3, so she's comfortable in this court. Here is Randall on the outside. Back out to Leifgren. Leifgren bounce pass to Hobbs against Cameron Leffler. And then we've got a foul by Aurora Thomas. on the baseline. That'll be her second.
Well, some of the success that Eaton has had is underneath that baseline right there. Yeah. The brush is not getting it off enough and taking away that shot where they can drive under the basket, do a reverse layup, or else just raise up and score points. So they've got to do a better job there.
Allie Hobbs to throw it in. Down low for Durant. She puts it up. It's an air ball. The left hand. Jade Gleason has the basketball for Brush. Here's a long pass by Thomas, and that's just a terrible pass. But then it re-intercepted by Odell. Both teams are really playing sloppy. It's just not Brush at times. Eaton has made a big share of mistakes as well. Here's Thomas, bounce pass on the outside right, tipped out of bounds, intended for Leffler. But now you can see, Ron, why these teams are not in the caliber of Sterling and Liberty Common that don't make the mistakes that we're seeing in this game.
Yeah, there is definitely a different level between that 1 and 2 and these guys right here. So, they've just got to clean things up a little bit and play their game for this third place finish.
Keller over to Leffler, bounce pass down low for Gleason, double teamed, and she was tied up, but should stay with the Beat Diggers. And it does. Keller in the right corner for Leffler. Back out to Kerr. Steps into the lane. Had it stripped from behind, but taken on the right baseline by Leffler. Open air ball. And the ball is taken away over there by Juergensmeyer of Eaton. Here comes Addie Randall with 3 minutes to go. Randall, bounce pass for Hobbs. She leads. Has the shot blocked by Gleason. How many blocks do the Beat Diggers have? At least 4 or 5. And now here's Maddie Kerr with the basketball. Front corner to Addie Keller back into the game. Keller, cross-court pass to Odell. Odell had Kerr wide open, feeds Keller, fakes the 3, steps in, right corner, Leffler's shot. That's a line drive that fell well short as Duncan grabs the rebound. Long pass to Randall. She will bank and score.
Randall got in behind the defensive brush and got down cold. She was wide open. They got her the ball. She made it count.
18-14. Now the Kerr 3. Yes, in the right corner. As Kerr scores, she's got 5. Beat Diggers lead 21-14. Juergensmeyer lobs it down low, and then 2 Beat Diggers in there for the jump ball situation. Possession arrow Brush.
As soon as Juergensmeyer got that ball and she started to move, it was like a magnet with Brush Beat Digger ball players. All their hands were on it, and they basically made her stand still. She couldn't move anywhere.
Yeah, that was excellent. Possession arrow, though, to Eaton. So they've got it with a 21-14 Brush lead. In the right corner, Randall is stripped by Odell, and then they both go to the floor, and there's a tie-up. Man, I'm telling you, Sydney Odell's playing a heck of a game here.
She's on fire.
Yep. I'm keeping the worst score of my life. I'm missing some points here. I'll have to clean this up a little bit. Then that pass over there by Kerr is stripped away. Here comes Addie Randall over to Bryn Millett. Steps in, back out Contreras. 16-footer is a brick, hit nothing but window, and the ball is loose. And Sydney Odell tries to save it in, and she threw it off of Leafgren out of bounds. And Sydney Odell continues to play an outstanding defensive game. Yeah, this is one of the few times I'll have to get numbers at halftime. I don't know, just keeping score so bad here. Anyway, here comes Allie Keller for Brush. Long pass towards Odell. She will take a long one, and she drilled it just inside the 3-point line. There's the shot for Sydney O. And the Beat Diggers on a 5-0 run, and nearly a steal in the backcourt as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Kerr. That backcourt pressure is paying off for Brush, which has their biggest lead of 9, Ron.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. They know they've got Eaton frustrated right now, and it's exactly how they want them to play. They're going to make mistakes and get sloppy.
Here's the long pass into the front court. It's taken over there by Millett. On the outs, left to Leafgren. With the basketball on the high left here is Jade Contreras. Contreras looking down low, feeds it left corner. Millett, she'll take the 3, and that's no good, and she went to the floor. Contreras, though, has the rebound for Eaton. They reset. Randall, the outside right, into the lane. Stripped over there, but she gets it back. She banks and misses, too strong. And now who's got the basketball? It's Odell again for Brush. Who else? Sydney Odell grabs her 6th rebound, and now will dribble out of traffic. Odell with the basketball, jump pass towards Keller. Beat Diggers can go up by double digits, and there's a foul. Keller went to receive the pass, and she was fouled by Courtney Leafgren. And That is the 16th foul.
And like we said, it seems like there should be more fouls than what there is right now, but that's all we've got is 6.
Oh, check that. I do have my points. I placed them in another column. So, so I ran out of columns here. Anyway, Keller to throw it into Odell. And Odell, boy, that looked like she was fouled by Leifgren. No whistle. Picks up her outside right to Leffler. Leffler with 38 seconds to go. Dribble the ball off her leg. She gets it back. Then her jump pass is knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Duncan. B-Diggers retained possession up by 9 with 36.3 seconds to go. Keller to throw it in from the corner. Bounce pass on the right baseline for Leffler. Back out to Keller. Keller into the lane just to Odell. She takes a long 3. That's going to be way off. And ground rebound, up and a little bit short. And then the ball is loose again. It's out of bounds off a beat digger.
Boy,
Sydney Odell, 7 first half rebounds.
Yeah, she's got a different level right now, the way she's playing. Just her intensity right now and her motor is just nonstop.
Well, she's a big reason the beat diggers lead by 9. Here is Leifgren in the backcourt to Duncan. Lobs it front court for Leifgren. 16 seconds to go. At the free throw line. Had it stripped away. Millett gets it right wing 3. That's well short. And was going to go out of bounds. But who was closest to the basketball for Brush, Ron?
Sydney Odell.
Yeah. And what she was doing, right, she was shielding the Eaton player from that rebound. Now let's see if they get off a shot. There are 9 seconds to go. Keller in the backcourt to Odell with 6. Lob pass in the right corner for Leffler with 4. And then she traveled. Yep.
She's also had trouble with that this year, too. That, once again, that indecisive on that move there, that'll catch you a travel every time.
Well, it's a young player, but certainly will get better. Without a doubt, only a sophomore. There's the lob, and it's knocked out of bounds by Keller, intended for Duncan. Still at 3.8 seconds to go, and Millett to throw it in the backcourt along the side. Still looking. Millett lobs it backcourt to Leifgren. Lobs it front court and poked away by Leffler. Then a 3 is up and no good. Off the deflection over to Millett. And that'll be the end of the opening half. With the score, the Brush B-Diggers 23, the Eaton Reds 14. How about a 3-minute break? We're on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back with Ron Albo for the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley, 23-14. The Brush girls lead the Eaton Reds as we go to the third. Our sound engineer and producer this afternoon is Tristan Reyes, always doing a great job back in studio. And we begin the third with Courtney Leifgren possessing the basketball for the Reds. Left-handed dribble met by Maddie Rule. The B-Diggers with Odell, along with Rule, Gleason, Link, and Carr. Here is Jurgensmeyer in the right corner for Millett. Lamoureux out there down low, and the shot is up, and there's a foul by Molly Link, and it was taken by Jade Contreras. They left her alone. And for Molly Link, that'll be her third. Oh, check that. I guess the Unrein. I didn't even see Unrein make the contact.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I thought that was clearly Link, but hey, Link will take it, so she stays in the game, and the free throw is well short. Not a very conventional looking release there, holding the ball up high. And Kendall Elliott is in there for Molly Link. See, I'm wondering. They said Unrein. No, it has to be on Link. Unrein wasn't even out there.
Nope.
No, it's on Molly Link.
Yep.
Okay, so they had it incorrect on the second free throw. Is off to the right, and Jade Gleason grabs the rebound. So 2 missed free throws there by Contreras. Gleason with her 4th rebound. Here's Odell on the outside right to Keller. Keller bounce pass in the right corner for Rule. Lob down low for Gleason. Puts it up and she missed it. And then the ball is rebounded over there by Lamoureux. That's only her 2nd rebound. Here's Leifgren. Bounce pass outside right over to Millett. Back out to Leifgren. Now near the top to Jurgensmeyer. Right side to Leifgren against Maddie Rule. Now finds Jurgensmeyer on the right wing. Lobs it cross court for Lee. Looked like she traveled, but then she feeds Lamoureux, who banks and scores. She was open underneath the basket. First points for Alexis Lamoureux. The Brush lead is down to 7. 23-16, 6:55 to go. Baseball pass right side to Odell. Down low for Elliott. Elliott in the lane, double team straight away to Gleason. On the high left, here's Allie Keller. Dribbles towards the free throw line. Bounce pass straight away to Maddie Rule. Jump pass Keller. Left wing 3. Yes! Allie Keller with a gorgeous looking release there.
Well, we had a great view from it from our standpoint right here where we're sitting on courtside. That was a nice release.
26-16 down low. Lamoureux banks, misses, but she's fouled, and Lamoureux starting to make a little bit of a statement here in the third quarter.
They're sliding her back and forth under the basket, waiting for that open lane. Once they find it, it's a quick bounce pass and let her put it in the basket.
Elliott commits her third. Alexis Lamoureux to shoot a deuce. And the first free throw is up, and that is in and out. 3 missed free throws for Eaton here in the third quarter. Kuntz Pump and Well Supply in Atwood is your groundwater professional, serving their customers for over 30 years. 522-2035. And groceries, fresh cut meat, deli items, floral pharmacy, Western Union public service payments. Brush grocery card, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. And the second free throw is in for Lamoureux. Brush 26, Eaton 17. 6:23 to go here in the third. Allie Keller pressured at midcourt over to Odell. And Odell dribbles right in to Jurgensmeyer, and that's a defensive foul. Jurgensmeyer was moving.
Yeah, she wasn't set at all. She tried to slide in there real quick at the last minute, hoping she could stop Odell, though, yeah, and just didn't work for her.
Odell to throw it in. Oh, that lob is a dangerous one, but Thomas has it near the top. Thomas bounce pass, right corner for Keller, dribbles to her left, back out towards Thomas. And the B-Diggers have used that outside shot quite effectively. Here's Elliott. It's a 16-footer, and that hits the bottom of the net. That might not be her range, and Keller commits the foul in the backcourt. Elliott's a low-post player. Don't want to take that shot, even though she was square to the basket.
She needed about 17 feet on that one.
And to throw it in, is Leifgren. Molly Link is back into the game in the backcourt to Millett. Underneath her own basket to Leifgren. Baseball pass front court to Lamoureux, met by Link on the right baseline, spins on Link, backs it out over to Millett. Near the top to Leifgren. 5:49 to go in the third. There's the three, and that is good. That's the first three made by Eaton, and connecting was Bryn Millett. The lead is down to 6 for the B-Diggers, 26-20. Backcourt bounce pass to Sydney Odell. Odell across the timeline, picks up the dribble, though, gets it to Molly Link. Now on the left wing to Thomas. The three dribbles into the lane, and bounce pass to Elliott. She banks it in. That was all Aurora Thomas. An outstanding play, Ron, by the senior.
Yeah, great job. Kendall Elliott was into the basket. She bounced, and he fed her the ball, and she scored.
Here is Lamoureux, right wing in the right corner. Millett fakes the three, dribbles straight away to Leifgren. Jump pass down low for Contreras, and then she's fouled. And Kendall Elliott will be on the sideline here. She's going to be taken out of the game because that's her fourth foul. Maddie Kerr and Maddie Rule check in for Allie Keller. Well, they should take Elliott out with the 4 fouls. Yeah, here comes Leffler late. She's got to get in there for Elliott. Or not, she'll be disqualified pretty quickly. Yep. So to throw it in will be Bryn Millett. Millett for Eaton. In the left corner to Lamoureux, back out to Leifgren. They swing it around the left side. Lob down low for Lamoureux. Dribble, earns, shoots, misses. She tried to bank it in. Kerr grabs the rebound. She's tied up. Wow. Possession arrow brush. I mean, she went to the floor, tied up and tackled.
Yeah, Lamoureux, I think, was a little upset after that first half, so she's come out with a heck of a lot more attitude here and a more physical presence on the court right now.
Here is Maddie Rule for the B-Diggers at the timeline. Jump pass, front court to Odell. They got a 3-on-2 working. Lob inside off the hands of Leffler out of bounds. Looked like a pretty decent pass, but the B-Diggers commit their 13th turnover. Got to look that in. And now the B-Diggers apply the pressure up by 8 with 4:46 to go in the third. Left-handed dribble. Leifgren against dribbling to her right. On the outside right to Millett, guarded by Leffler. Straight away to Leifgren. Leifgren dribbles at the free throw line. Bounce pass left baseline is taken by Bailey Duncan underneath the basket. And then she's fouled by Maddie Kerr as she went up for a shot. That'll be 2 free throws here for Bailey Duncan, who had 6 points in the opening half.
Yeah, Maddie Kerr came in pretty quick there, and she just wound the old hand up like she's basically getting a big swing there and swung at that ball and got a foul.
Bailey Duncan to shoot 2, and the first free throw is in. 7 points for Duncan. Kennedy Ingram checks in for the Reds, trailing by 7 as we're approaching the midway mark of the third. Second free throw is up, and that is in and out. And the ball is loose. It's off Contreras, taken there by Duncan. She's fouled by Odell. Going back up for the shot. Odell commits her first, and Duncan is right back to the line.
And on the rebound, that last shot, Cameron Leffler was underneath the basket. The ball came off her back and went right into the hands of Duncan.
And the free throws around and in for Duncan. Here comes the second free throw. That's up, and that's good as well. 3 out of 4 in this short stretch. Now 28-23. Odell for Brush at midcourt, and then she has the ball wrestled away. There's a long pass, and Thomas pokes it out of bounds. Nope, it went off the Reds. Todd Hernandez is saying it should stay with Eaton. It does.
Reds basketball.
Eaton basketball here, but not a good stretch for Brush there.
No, we've had definitely a change in momentum as we started this third quarter here on the part of Eaton.
Unrein is in for Leffler. Brush had an 8-point lead moments ago. It's down to 5. Millett to throw it in the left corner. Penetrating is Duncan, cut off by Odell. Swings it at the top for Contreras against Amber Stratman. All the way, has the shot blocked out of bounds. Maddie Rule, and she got nothing but a round object.
Contreras was looking back saying, what the heck happened?
And Leafgren to throw it in. Courtney Leafgren looking for the cutter, and Ingram finds Contreras. She cuts and she banks and scores right off the glass for Contreras. Contreras now has 6. And then there's a pass by Unrein, and it's intercepted by Leafgren. 10-footer, yes, she scores. Beatdiggers need a timeout, and they will get it. It's a 7-0 run for the Reds. Timeout brought to you by Greg Bond at State Farm Insurance. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. 842-4555. The Beatdiggers led by 9 at halftime. The Reds have not committed a single turnover in the third, and the Beatdiggers have 3.
And that's what we talked about, who was going to clean the game up in the second half. Right now it looks as though Eaton's doing a job. It feels like, with Brush, they're trying to rush things. They're not playing relaxed like they need to play in the second half of this game, and it is showing. It's a great time to call a timeout right now. She's got to get this team back on track again, settle down, go one play at a time, one possession at a time, get down court, set your offense, and score some points. They need to get some confidence back again on this court.
Eaton is starting to heat up. They had 14 points in the first half. They have 15 points in the first 4 minutes and 3 seconds of the third.
Yeah, once you start that and you start to get on a roll, momentum starts to get your way, things start to work in your favor, and then it's awful hard. It becomes a snowball effect. Brush could be in for a long afternoon if they don't get things turned around.
And they've got a young lineup out there right now. Unrein, Wolliver, Stratman, Odell, and Maddie Rule. Those are all underclassmen. With the basketball in the backcourt is Odell, the junior, spinning. Oh, she's in big-time trouble. Feeds Wolliver. Front court pass to Rule, and then Rule dribbled into a defender. The ball is loose and then taken away from her. And the Reds come up with a turnover. They can take the lead. At the top of the basketball is Leafgren, met by Unrein on the outside right to Millett. Millett to Leafgren, again guarded by Haley Unrein. Dribbles to her right of the lane. On the baseline, cut off by Unrein. Back out to Millett. Wide open 3 is an air ball. And the Reds cannot save it in as Ingram gave chase. Now Keller and Link come back in, a junior and a senior. And Stratman is out. And so is Maddie Rule.
Yeah.
Boy.
You have your leadership on this court right now, and you got to have these seniors out here that have been contributing. So
here's Unrein on the left wing of the basketball. Backs it up over there to Keller. Keller with 3:15 to go in the third. Brush 28, Eaton 27, spinning. Handing it off over there to Molly Link on the outside right to Odell. Beatdiggers desperately need a bucket. They've scored just 5 points in a quarter. Keller near the right corner had the ball stripped and got it back. And then has her pass tipped away and intercepted. The Reds the other way. Here is Duncan leaning, banking, missing. Molly Link has the rebound. Oh, we got a blocking foul. Amber Wolver with a blocking foul off the shot. It'll be 2 free throws for Duncan.
she had no chance to get her feet set under the basket at that time. I like the hustle. It's good that you're getting down there, but you also got to be aware of where you are on the court and what the situation is.
Well, Duncan can give Eaton the lead with 2 made free throws, and the first is up, and it's off the back of the rim. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank on the cutting edge of banking, 321 ensign. There's a difference. Morgan Federal Bank, second one for the charity stripe is up, and the game is tied. It's good. It's an 8-0 run for the Reds with 2:48 to go, third quarter. Unrein has her pass tipped away by Duran. Taken by Woolever. Bounce pass to Link. B-Diggers caught another break there. On the outside left to Unrein. Right-handed dribble. Bounce pass to Keller. In the left corner, here's Odell dribbling to her right. Picks up the dribble. She's double-teamed, and then she's fouled. Nice job of Sydney Odell protecting the ball. Something the B-Diggers have not done a good job of in this third quarter. And the foul was committed by Duncan. That's her first.
2 team fouls.
And to throw it in will be Odell in the corner. Bounce pass in the high left for Keller. And then her pass tipped. Oh, it went out of bounds. I don't know why Unrein tried to save in a pass that was tipped away. She just lost her head there. The ball was going out of bounds, and then she stepped to the line and tipped it at the same time. And the B-Diggers have 6 turnovers in the quarter and none for Eaton with 2:22 to go. Here's Addie Randall on the high right. Oh, she turned that ball way over. That's a palming violation. But, Ron, that's only the Reds' first turnover in the quarter.
Yeah.
And we're under 2.5 to go.
It's like I said, Eaton is very aware of where they're at on the court. They're playing good, solid defense. They're moving their feet. They're getting themselves in great position to make things happen for their team.
Maddie Rule to throw it in for Brush in the backcourt. It's Rule, Odell, Thomas back into the game. You need Thomas because you need some shooting.
Yes.
B-Diggers have had none of that in the third. And what do we have here? A stoppage. Well, the Reds wanted to make another substitution. It's Leifgren, Juergensmeyer, along with Contreras, Lamoureux, and Randall. The B-Diggers with Rule, Odell, Thomas, Woolever, and there was contact there, no whistle, and Molly Link. Rule at the top for Thomas. Wide open three. Can she make it? No, it's off the back of the rim, but Woolever chases down. Oh, she had the rebound, and it's off Odell out of bounds. And that was just a miscommunication with 2 B-Diggers right there.
Well, Amber Woolever, she saw where the ball was going, and I know that Odell was in her viewpoint. She needed to just hold up for a second, let Odell get the ball, and things would have been fine.
And that was a long rebound right in front of the B-Digger bench, a long rebound. There to Lamoureux, near the right corner, Juergensmeyer holding the basketball, looking for Lamoureux, kicks it back at the top to Leifgren. On the outside right to Juergensmeyer, down low for Lamoureux, she turns, banks, and scores. 5 in the quarter, and Eaton is on a 10-0 run. Maddie Rule the other way, 30-28 Reds, their first lead in a while. Left baseline, Link fakes, leans, has the shot blocked, but she's fouled. That's a strong move to the basket by Molly Link, and she will step to the line for a deuce, and the foul was committed over there by Alexis Lamoureux. That's her third. Molly Link to shoot 2. I think she got all ball, but there was some body involved.
There was a little body there, and Eaton's got to respect that Brush is going to drive to the basket, so I like those opportunities they're taking.
Molly Link is an excellent free throw shooter as she drills the first. Maddie Kerr checks in, and Sydney Booth also in for the Reds. They got lots of size in there now, Ron, with Booth and Ingram. To tie the game is Molly Link. If she can make the second free throw, and she does not, in and out. Ball is rebounded by Ingram. So the Reds maintain a 1-point lead, but it stops the 10-0 run with 1:27 to go. On the outside left, Randall against her, dribbling towards the top. Feeds it high right for Juergensmeyer. Thinks about the three. Lobs it down low for Lamoureux. Poked out of bounds by Molly Link. Nice job. Check that. That was Booth down low. Bailey Duncan has been a big headache for Brush. She's back in. And the Reds retain possession. Leifgren to throw it in. Bounce pass inside for Ingram. She puts it up and in right behind Maddie Rule. Boy, no excuse for that. Just got in behind the Brush defense. It's a 3-point lead for the Reds. Rule jump pass over there on the left side. Here is Molly Link. Back out to Kerr. Kerr left baseline. She runs into a defender, falls down, and then tries to throw a bounce pass. She throws it off the foot of Sydney Booth out of bounds. And again, that play is emblematic of the quarter for the B-Diggers. Just nothing flowing at all. That's why 9-point halftime lead is now 1 point, making a 3-point third quarter deficit. Jade Gleason back into the game. But the good news, Ron, is they're only down by 3. They can't play much worse than this in the fourth.
No.
Maddie Kerr to throw it in. with 59.2 seconds to go. Bounce pass into Link. Back out to Thomas. Wide open left wing three. And it's off to the left. Missed it. And then Gleason chased down the rebound, but she was on the baseline. Well, you need a defensive stop right now.
Yeah, we've got to stop them. This momentum is not good for Brush.
Here is Bailey Duncan in the backcourt. Duncan has got a little 5-on-3 working. Duncan at the free throw line, right baseline. Over there to Millett. Back out to Duncan. 3 in the air. Bailey Duncan hits a triple. And now the Reds are really opening this game up. They lead by 6 now. Kerr's shot is short. Rebound Link, and she banks and scores with a left hand. Molly Link gets a much-needed Brush basket. 35-31 Reds. Duncan trapped in the backcourt over to Leifgren. Baseball pass is going to go over one Red into the other to Millett. Now here's Duncan in the lane. She leans, she banks, she misses. And controlled by Sydney Odell, her 8th of the game, her 1st of the second half. And she's fouled in the backcourt with 13.2 seconds to go. And the Reds' foul was committed by Duncan. That's her second. It's a major run they went on there. They went on a 13-1 run.
And it's, like I said, the momentum shift is so quick in a game like this. And if you let it get away from you, it makes it very difficult for you to come back.
Maddie Rule. Jump pass in the front court to Kerr. 5 seconds to go. Now to Thomas at the free throw line. Now to Maddie Rule. Right baseline. She leans and she misses to the left. And that'll be the end of the third quarter as the rebound is grabbed by Bryn Millett. Well, this game has turned around completely as the Eaton Reds lead the Brush Bee Diggers after 3, 35-31. You're listening to the third place game of the Patriot League Tournament on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's hit the fourth quarter. The Reds lead the Bee Diggers in the third place game 35-31. Here's Leifgren at the free throw line. Bounce pass back out to Millett. Now here is Leifgren on the high left. Takes a dribble, pulls up from about 12 and misses badly. And the rebound to Jay Gleason. Bee Diggers want to go the other way. Maddie Rule into the front court out there with Thomas, Gleason, Kerr, and Elliott. Right wing, Thomas. 3 is going to be an air ball. She missed it very badly. Bailey Duncan has the basketball for the Reds. Duncan, left-handed dribble, left of the lane, all the way left baseline. Then she was fouled by Thomas. Thomas commits her second.
With this lineup in the fourth quarter, John, we've got to see some positive things come out of this because this is the team that started the game. They've had the most success when this group has been in there. They've got to start coming up big and start answering the challenge right now.
It's the 18th foul, and Duncan to the line. And Duncan had a big third quarter with 6 points. She's got 12 in the game. And that is up, and that is around and off to the left. But the ball is rebounded by Lamoureux, and then she's tied up by Gleason.
Jay Gleason's had a physical game today. She's hit the floor many times and got banged up, but she's also very physical under the basket when she's need to.
Here's Keller, bounce pass over to Maddie Rule. Lobs it left side to Elliott. Down low, wide open as Kerr, and she banks it in. Nice job there on the passing. The Bee Diggers are to within 2, 35-33, 7:03 to go in the game. And Maddie Rule knocks the ball out of bounds, intended for Millett in the right corner. And again, apologize for the cutouts that we've been having here. Doing our best to bring you this third place game here for the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley. Duncan with a basketball on the high left to Leifgren. 35-33 to lob down low for Millett, left baseline. Here's Contreras stepping in, and she banks and misses badly. And the rebound to Maddie Kerr. Bee Diggers can tie her to the lead. Long pass towards Keller, but not a good one. Intercepted by Miller. The Bee Diggers have committed 19 turnovers, only 11 for Eaton. And then a strip by Keller. However, Leifgren gets it right back. On the outside right to Millett, wide open 3. She'll take it, and she'll miss it off to the right. Rebound to Duncan. Has her shot blocked by Elliott. And coming away with the basketball is Maddie Rule. Oh, that's a big one for Brush. Another block shot by the Bee Diggers. Maddie Rule in the high right. Maddie Rule, jump pass in the right corner for Kerr. Down low for Elliott. Dribbles, turns, and then she threw up an air ball on the hook. Wow. Unless it was partially blocked. Bryn Millett grabs the ball.
It didn't look like it to me, so it looks like she just put too much power into it.
Leafgren left of the lane, banks and scores. She just drove to the left of the paint. She's got 4. The lead is 4. 37-33. Maddie Kerr into the lane. Jump pass inside for Gleason. Gleason back out to Rule. In the left corner, her 3 is good! Maddie Rule drills the triple. And you believe Maddie Rule has not scored until now. 37-36 Eaton. 5:35 to go in the game. In the right corner for Millett. Lob down low for Contreras. Dribbles, turns, has her shot blocked from behind by Rule. Kendall Elliott has the ball for Brush. The Bee-Diggers can reclaim the lead. Long pass towards Keller. Keller behind the three-point line on the right wing. Over to Kerr. She'll take the 3. And it's a brick off to the right. Hit nothing but glass. Leafgren got the basketball with Kerr to beat. Crossover dribble. Gonna have to back it out. Does to Duncan. She'll take the 3. And that's well short. Volleyball back to Duncan. Leans. And then she's fouled by Kerr. And Maddie is swinging that arm, and that's why she's getting the call.
Yeah, she's just got that arm up there, and she's whipping it down and across, trying to knock the ball out. It's not a very good play because it's costing her team fouls and opportunities for them to make baskets.
Yeah, I mean, Maddie, I've said she's a terrific athlete, but she's done that at least a couple of times in this game, and there is no way that call is going to go towards in your favor as the free throw is in for Duncan. Second free throw coming. As the Bee-Diggers trail 38-36 with 5:07 to go in this third place game. Second free throws upcoming. Juergensmeyer's back in there for Eaton. And Duncan has been a big-time force, and she misses the second free throw. Jade grabs her 6th rebound. The outlet to Rule. On the left wing to Thomas. Thinks about the 3. Back out to Rule. She'll take the 3, and it's no good. And the rebound is controlled over there by Bailey Duncan. Oh, she had a wide-open look. Across the timeline, Juergensmeyer with the bat. Check that. That's Leafgren. Jump pass down low. Turning, banking, and missing over there is Ingram. Jade Gleason had the rebound. She's fouled. She was fouled by Juergensmeyer.
What I like about Brush is what they're doing, John, is they're doing a great job on the defensive rebounds, but on offensive rebounds, nobody's there to pick them up. And had they do that, they're able to put the basket back up. So they've got to clean that up. They got to make sure that they are under the basket. When we're shooting it, get somebody there to rebound.
Here's the inbounds pass to Keller. Back to Maddie Rule. Rule with the basketball, lobs it near the top. That's a terrible pass, intercepted by Link. Then Rule strips it away. The teams exchange turnovers. Long pass towards Thomas, left baseline, dribbles to her right, left of the lane, bounce pass to Link, and that one is stripped away. I mean, I don't know why Rush is forcing so many things. That is 9 turnovers to only 2 for Eaton here in the second half.
There were 3 Eaton ball players there when that ball left her hands.
Yeah, there were other players open. On the outside right, Juergensmeyer with the basketball. Bounce pass to Hobbs into the lane. Hobbs jump pass in the left corner for Leafgren, but her left foot was on the end line. And that's a turnover for the Reds. And Ron, the truth of the matter is that those stretches of clean basketball, it's actually cleaner than the first half, but it's not clean.
No.
Timeout called. As the Bee-Digger timeout brought to you by Greg Mona, State Farm Insurance, 842-4555. 4:08 to go in the game, and this is what happens. Tight game, teams tighten up.
Yep.
But it's the loser team that's going to win this game.
You're right. You can't let that stress get to you. You got to keep it in perspective, and you got to realize, hey, let's just play our basketball. Let's be patient. Let's not try to force things. When you do that, everything usually happens for the better for you. But when you try to force things, good things don't happen, and we're in trouble then. So Rush has got to find a way to calm themselves down right now, relax, and set the game in their hands.
By the way, Ron and I will be on 105.7 KPMX and KPMX.com for the tournament championship games. Again, 105.7 KPMX with Ron and myself. The Sterling girls at 6 o'clock against Liberty Commons. Sterling boys at 7:30. Resurrection Christian. Brush basketball. Here is Molly Link at the top with the outside right to Keller. Fakes the 3. Dribbles right baseline. Back out towards Link. Straight away to Odell. On the left side, Thomas. Thomas dribbles left of the lane all the way. Scoops it up and around. And no good. And the rebound and put back is up and in by Gleason. Off the glass. And Jade Gleason scores. She's got 7 rebounds to go along with the 4 points. We're tied at 38 with 3:36 to go in the game. Randall for Eaton. Right of the lane. Fouled by Thomas. And that's going to be a double bonus there. I believe that's a 10-team foul. And for Thomas, her 3rd personal.
And John, Randall causes things to happen like that. She puts you in a stress mode because she's so quick on the floor. She moves very fast, and so you're always trying to play catch-up with her whenever she's got the ball going to the basket.
They're going to say 1-1, but it says 10 fouls up there. Yep, 2 free throws, and the free throw's good. Second free throw is coming up as the Reds lead by a point. The B-Diggers were up by 9 at halftime. That free throw's good. That's a nice-looking delivery there by Addie Randall. Well, I don't know what the term is in football or basketball. Crunch time or go time, whatever it is at this point.
Now, it's crunch. I might agree with you on that one. 3.5 minutes to go.
It should be 40-38, I believe. 3-5, yeah. They've only got, there it is. That's a late putback. Here with the basketball at the top is Maddie Rule. Rule looking. Going to hand it off to Allie Keller. Keller straight away. Bounce pass right side to Thomas. Thinking about the three. Takes a dribble back out to Keller. Her right wing three is off to the left. And the ball is loose on the floor. Jade Gleason is tied up. Possession arrow Eaton. There were 2 Reds along with Gleason. Nothing she could do right there.
No, if we could have got the ball out of her hands a little quicker, get us a chance to get under the basket. But, I mean, you got to appreciate what Jade's doing under the basket. She's hustling and rebounding.
Now the B-Diggers applying the pressure in the backcourt. The lob into stolen by Keller. Bounce pass to Odell, little 10-footer, and she missed it off the back of the rim. And the ball is rebounded over there by Leifgren. The B-Diggers came up with a steal, but could not convert. Into the front court is Millett. 2:53 to go in the game. Eaton 40, Brush 38 for third place in this Patriot League tournament. On the outside left to Duncan, guarded by Thomas. Duncan at the top now for Lamoureux. On the right side here is Leifgren, picked up by Odell. Left-handed dribble right of the lane. Jump pass inside, poked away by Keller, but taken by Lamoureux. Shot is blocked over there, and it was blocked. I think Rule was in there. Keller with a long baseball pass to Thomas, and she traveled. Yep. You got to catch and then dribble. And the B-Diggers have committed 10 turnovers here in the second half. The Reds with only 4. And the Reds take a timeout here. 2:29 to go, and they lead 40-38.
Yeah, we're looking at a situation right now where Brush is now feeling like they've got to force things to go with 2.5 minutes. And once again, when you're forcing things, bad things happen to you. You got to stay relaxed. You know, they've got these long passes. They've got to be able to make sure that they're clean when they get them down court. But just also being aware of who else is on the where Eaton's at when they're coming down court, picking those girls up and stopping the dribble a lot sooner than what they've done right now in the early part of this fourth quarter. So we're still in it. I mean, we're still got a chance here, but you know, once again, like I said, if we've got to make those shots count when we get the opportunity, we've got to rebound and we've got to put the ball back up in the hoop.
For Brush, Gleason, Rule, Thomas, Keller, and Odell. The Reds break the huddle with Duncan, Contreras, Millett, Leifgren, and Lamoureux. And Leifgren to throw it in, the point guard to deliver it with 4 B-Diggers in the backcourt and Jade Gleason at midcourt. Leifgren backcourt bounce pass to Duncan, back to Leifgren. Picked up by Keller. Lob in the front towards Contreras. Dribbles into the lane. She's tripped up, though, by Gleason. That's a good call.
Yep.
And Gleason commits her first 10-team foul double bonus. Eaton can take a 2-possession lead, which is big in a low-scoring game. However, Jade Contreras is 0 out of 3 for the strike.
And we're getting close to right on to what each one of these teams have scored. You know, in the 40-point range, they've averaged all year long.
You can be 0 out of 3 for the line, but what do you do in the fourth quarter? And she drilled a free throw. The Reds lead by 3, 41-38. Second free throw, and that was perfect. Well, Brush now needs a bucket, down by 4. Molly Link is back in. Maddie Rule at midcourt, picks up a dribble. Up the top to Thomas, now on the outside right to Link. Over to Thomas. Thomas on the high right, dribbles. Gets a pick Rule, back on the high right to Link, now to Maddie Rule. Rule is double teamed over there, picks up the dribble in the right corner for Odell, and she traveled. I tell you, Brush is falling apart here in the second half. They've got just 14 points. So well, 15. They played great in the first half. Leifgren's pass into Contreras. Jade Contreras with a 3-on-3. He's going to have to back it out to Leifgren. I mean, Brush is still in the game, though, but the offense showing no signs of life. They've got 15 points in just over 16. Check that, over 14 minutes of basketball. Molly Link with a steal, and then Molly Link nearly tied up, and then she is tied up. However, possession arrow is pointing in Brush's direction. Duncan was back there. Maddie Rule to throw it in.
Now we got it. We love to have Maddie in here with her physical ability that she plays and her aggressiveness. She's just got to keep the foul situation under control. It's too late in the game now.
Maddie Rule picks up the dribble, looking, lobs near the top to Odell. Odell dribbles on the outside left. Back out to Link through her hands, but taken by Keller. Got to look every ball in. Now to Link, and that ball is off of Eaton, out of bounds. That was a huge break. Link had to go off her right hand on the pass behind her, but then the red touched it.
Yeah, the passes are coming to them, but they're not keeping their eyes on the ball and making sure they secure the ball before they make a move.
Yeah, they're treating it like a hot potato at times. Rule to throw it in at the free throw line for Thomas. Dribbles into the lane. Bounce pass is going to be intercepted, and then Molly Link committed the foul. Another turnover for Brush. 12 in this half to match their first half total. But the problem is that in the first half, they were actually scoring as opposed to here, and they were also rebounding a little bit better. Double bonus here for Bryn Millett. Again, all the Beat Diggers need is just one shot. Make that one shot, even if it's a 2. It'll still be a 2-possession game, even if she makes both free throws, and she made the first.
Checking in for Brush, number 32,
Amber Wooliver's back in for the Beat Diggers. Haley Unrein checks in as well. 43-38 with 1:23 to go. At some point, you're going to need a 3 here soon. Second free throw is up, and that is around and good.
Well, one of our 3-point shooters is on the bench right now.
I think the Reds called a timeout.
30-second timeout.
With 1:22 to go. In this half, Eaton has scored 34 points, and the Beat Diggers have just 15. Let's see if that, well, it could be off a bit. Hold on here.
6.
Yeah, the Beat Diggers have 15. No, Eaton has scored 30 points.
Yeah.
And the Beat Diggers have just 15.
Yep.
And still, that's a huge stretch there, a huge spread. And Brush, which had a 9-point halftime lead, is now down by half a dozen. Kerr, Wooliver, Rule, Odell, and Unrein for Brush. Duncan, Leifgren, Millett, Ingram, and Contreras for Eaton. Here's Matt Rule for Brush. Dribbling on the outside left against Leifgren. Off to Kerr. Don't need a 3, just need anything. Kerr spinning left of the lane. Kerr, left baseline, back out towards Rule. Poked out of bounds by Leifgren, but again, Beat Diggers are passing the ball almost as if there are no defenders in there, and the ball's getting tipped away constantly.
Yep, it's like a passing drill in practice with nobody around.
Maddie Rule to throw it in. 1:08 to go in the game. On the outside left to Unrein. Straight away to Odell. And then Odell did not look it in, and it's intercepted by Duncan. Duncan all the way. Feeds it down low to Contreras. She banks it in, and that's going to be the game. Beat Diggers are down now 8 with 52 seconds to go. Kerr on the outside right. Over to Rule straight away. She'll take the 3 well off to the right. And Leifgren's got the rebound, and the Reds are now in firm control. And then Duncan is fouled by Odell in the back court. I got to tell you, Ron, I'm fairly shocked here the way the Beat Diggers played so well in the first half. This has been a 180 in the second.
Well, I think they came out the second half, and they at times played very relaxed, but then at other times they got themselves very nervous and very uptight. And, of course, bad things happened. They turned the ball over, and it's definitely part of the reason why things are the way they are right now, and the score is that way.
Bailey Duncan hits the first free throw. A 9-point lead at halftime is now a 9-point deficit. Second free throw coming up for the left-hander, and that one is off the back of the rim. The rebound by Ingram. She banks and misses. I don't know why she shot the ball. They don't need to score with the lead. Ball is loose on the floor, and it's picked up by Maddie Kerr. Kerr the other way for Brush on the outside left, down by 9. Kerr at the top, picks up the dribble. Left wing, Maddie Rule, wide open 3. Short. Rebound, Liefgren, and quite frankly, they're just cold for the field. They've had good looks. I mean, Maddie Rule has been scoring all season. She's only got 3 in the entire game. And then there's a foul in the front court. Bryn Millett has fouled. Maddie Rule all season has been very good.
Yeah.
But she's not a machine. Nobody is. Can't make it's just a cold shooting night for her.
And we talked about that as the season went on, that you got to be able to find those other people that can step up when she's having a bad game.
Well, that's it.
And we didn't have that today.
The free throw is going to be short by Miller. I believe that was Odell committed the foul. Second free throw upcoming. With 17.4 seconds to go, and that one is good. It's a 10-point lead. Inbounds to Unrein. No need to foul for the Bead Diggers anymore. The game is lost. Unrein then was stripped, and then it's taken away here by Millett. Millett all the way. Lost the basketball, and then she traveled. But Brush has committed 8 turnovers in the quarter, and now they've got it back with 7 seconds to go. This was fun to watch in the first half, but picked up by Rule at half court. Maddie right side to Kerr. Kerr takes a parking lot 3. That's good, but too little, too late. As the Bead Diggers lose the game, 48-41. Time for a 3-minute break as the Bead Diggers finish in 4th place in the Patriot League tournament. Eaton 48, Brush 41 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bead Digger post-game show this afternoon is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center, with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan, your headquarters. For all your home, farm, and ranch supplies, from plumbing to feed, Mr. D's Ace Home Center. I'm John Bell with Ron Albo right here on Facebook Live as well. And the 3rd place game in the Patriot League tournament as the Brush Lady Bead Diggers lost to the Eaton Reds by a score of 48-41. The Bead Diggers led the game 13-8 after winning 23-14 at the break, but were outscored 21-8 in the 3rd when Eaton went on a 13-1 run, and then 13-10 in the 4th as they finish in 4th place in this league tournament. Let's go through the scoring totals first. For the visiting Bead Diggers, they got 10 points from Maddie Kerr, and then 5 in the game from Sydney Odell and Molly Link. Next up on the scoring column, Kendall Elliott with 4. 3 points from Allie Keller, as well as Aurora Thomas and Maddie Rule. The leading scorer held to 3 points, and you and I talked about that during the game, Ron. Can't lead the team in scoring every game, and unfortunately that wasn't the case today because they could have used some offense with Maddie just scoring that trifecta, and that was it for her.
Yeah, and I don't quite understand why she did not have more opportunities and why she was not more of a bigger factor in scoring. Watching how Eaton manned up against her in defense, I don't think they did anything out of the ordinary that she hasn't seen, but she just didn't take the opportunity. She didn't get open enough, I think, for her to take shots, and that definitely hurt as the game went on. We talked about in the first half how sporadic it was and how dirty, it wasn't a clean game, and we needed to have it cleaned up in the second half. As we came out the second half, it showed as though Eaton cleaned the game up. Brush didn't do a very good job of cleaning up.
Yeah, and we'll get to that point in just a second. Haley Unrein had 2, as did Jade Gleason. Meanwhile, for the Eaton Reds, they ended up with a couple of players in double figures. 15 points for Bailey Duncan. One of the smallest players and most experienced players in the court, had a heck of a game. 10 points for Jade Contreras, 6 in the game for Bryn Millett. Then you had 5 for Alexis Lamoureux, who was a non-factor in the opening half, but made more of her presence known in the second half. Courtney Liefgren had 4, as did Kennedy Ingram. And Addie Randall also had 4 points in the game. The Bead Diggers with a 30-25 rebounding edge. However, they were out-rebounded by 3 in the second half after holding a 19-11 edge unofficially in the first half. The Reds were led by Liefgren and Bailey Duncan, along with Kennedy Ingram. All 3 had 4 rebounds. The Bead Diggers got 8 rebounds from Sydney Odell. But here's the stat, Ron. The Bead Diggers had 26 turnovers, 14 of those in the second half. Eaton had 16, but only 6 in the second half. And that essentially made a big difference in this game.
Yeah, turnovers are always a key no matter what sport you're in, and if you turn the ball over more than the other team does, most of the time you're going to come away on the losing end, and in this situation it did. They had no way to recover for it. They were lots of times trying to force the basketball into situations where it wasn't the best time. A lot of times at the end of the game, when the game really slipped away, passes were being thrown to the girls. They were not looking the ball into their hands. They were take off. You made a good point about treating it as though it was a hot potato. Let's get rid of it as soon as we possibly could. And those turned into turnovers and points on the part of Eaton.
Check this out as well. Sydney Odell took the first 4 free throws of the game for Brush. 26 more free throws attempted in the game. 24 by Eaton and 2 for Brush.
Wow.
And that was it. I mean, that's a mind-blowing stat. The Beat Diggers were 2 out of 6 from the line. Eaton 14 out of 24. So that once again, the Reds finish in 3rd place, and the Beat Diggers in 4th in this Patriot League tournament. All right, time for the Beat Digger Player of the Game, brought to you by Cargill, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. Ron, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, she came out strong, and Sydney Odell had a huge first half with 7 of her 8 rebounds, and I think she's got to be the player of the game for the Beat Diggers. Her hustle was incredible today.
Yeah, she set the tone for the game early, and she, got Brush excited, got Brush out playing Eaton early in the game and set the tone, but it also continued on through the game. One other person I will mention of, and we talk about Lamoureux, how important she was to Eaton all season long. Jade Gleason did a great job of shutting her down under the basket.
Outstanding.
And I think had that not happened, the game probably could have gotten out of hand really early. So heads up and hands up to Coach, and also Jade Gleason for playing a great game and limiting that Lamoureux girl until no points scored until the second half.
All right. Ron and I will be on 105.7 KPMX and KPMX.com for the Sterling games coming up tonight. The girls' championship game, which will probably start closer to 6:30. We're close to a half-hour delayed, as they will be taking on Liberty Common. Then we'll also have the game scheduled for 7:30, more than likely 8 o'clock, when the Sterling boys take on Resurrection Christian. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Tristan Reyes. For Ron Albo, I'm John Beltran. The Brush Lady Beat Diggers finish in 4th place in the Patriot League tournament, losing the 3rd place game to Eaton 48-41. As you've been listening to the Beat Digger post-game show and watching it on Facebook Live and on 1010 KSIR, as well as KSIR.com.